Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, I have not done a day in my life teaching, I think since the beginning of the school year. Life has been crazy. I've been so behind with all of this stuff. Also, I woke up this morning and my voice is strange. I feel like I'm maybe starting to get sick, which is not good. But there's so much to catch up on since the beginning of the year, how the year has been, everything with the school. But today is a Thursday, which will be my vlogging days because Thursdays are the easiest days that I have because my kids have two special areas on Thursdays. So this morning I come in, I'm setting up my classroom and whatnot, and then I basically get to say goodbye to them and they go to PE first thing in the morning, and then they come back and we'll do some handwriting. Yesterday we're in our parent teacher conference era, and I had 3 parent teacher conferences yesterday, and today I have one in the afternoon, so I'm thank goodness. But I need to do progress report cards, and the way that they're done at this school is you have to write a comment for each student, say if they're progressing, if they're at grade level, all of those different things. So I also have to get that approved by my principal, so I'm gonna spend the morning while my kids are at special area typing all of that up and making sure that I have all of that good for their progress reports. Okay, so the kids just left to a special area. I have had some questions about how I do my PowerPoint slides, so I kind of wanted to show you guys a little bit because I was working on one. Honestly, this is what I spend most of my planning time doing recently, because as I said in my previous video, I'll link it here if you haven't seen it. I have so much planning time, and so I've taken it upon myself to take, basically we have it's called Blue Book of Phonics. I'm not sure exactly the name of the curriculum, but it puts out every single day what you should be working on with the kids. And so I just kind of took that and translated it into a PowerPoint slide. So for example, I'll show you, my screen is split screen right now. But on this side, I have the phonics, and it's okay, you need to work on rhyming words. These are the rhyming words. So I took this and I made it into a PowerPoint, and I have it fall themed, and it's does it rhyme? And we talk about which words rhyme. And this is what I do in the mornings for phonics. And then they have the beginning sounds of words that they need to figure out. And there's some blending that they do, some other words. And yeah, so basically I just tried to make it more fun, and also I cannot survive without my PowerPoint slides, and my kids also are so in that routine now. But I'm gonna finish this up and then write out my report card comments, and then my kids will come back, we'll do some handwriting practice, and then they have recess, and I'll come back to you guys during recess. All right, so my kids just left for recess. I realized I want to talk more about the differences between the school here and the school that I taught at in the US. So let me get you guys set up so that we can chit chat. Okay, so basically I've been teaching at this school. I teach at an American school in Madrid, and I've been teaching at this school for, the whole school year. So for a couple months at this point, so I feel I have a good idea as to how things go and all of that good stuff. I'm also terrified somebody is gonna walk in here right now, which is why I'm nervous. I feel I need to be in a position where I can see if someone's walking in. So you guys are going back here. Okay, so as I said, I've been working here for a while, and there are definitely pros and cons to the school that I'm working at here compared to the school that I worked at in the US. So the reason I was thinking about this is because oh, I was gonna show you guys what we're working on today, and we're doing a cute little craft of the littlest pilgrim, and inside they have their pilgrim. These were all the ideas that we had come up with, and they get to draw a picture of how they make new friends. It's a great story. We really need to talk about friendship right now because my kids are arguing with each other so much. But anyways, that's what they're working on right now. And the reason that made me think of all the differences is I feel at the school I have so much more time to do kindergarten things, crafts. I have so much time to do all those cute little crafts and activities that I feel I really wanted to do a lot of last year, but the curriculum in the United States is crazy for kindergarten, and I just felt there was never any time in the day. But also that was because the kids here I feel are at school for a lot longer than they were in the US. So in the US, and I've talked about this actually on my TikTok, so follow me on TikTok if you don't already. In the US, a lot of schools, I mean, the school that I worked at in Florida, I'm just speaking about Florida, my school day was like 7 a.m. until like 3 p.m. basically was what I was working, and now I'm working like 8 until 5. So the kids are at school longer, but also the expectations for kindergarten and the curriculum for kindergarten is a lot more relaxed, and honestly, it feels so much more like the kindergarten that I remember as when I was in school here in Spain at this American school. There's a lot more freedom for curriculum that I want to do, for how I want to teach. And in the US, you know, there was just no time to do fun things because, I mean, I was testing my kids like 3 times a week. We had spelling tests every week already in kindergarten, and it was just honestly insane. And so I definitely feel less stressed, I would say, at this school, but because it is like a private school and it is like, I don't know, it's like an international American school, the parents are super, super involved, which is great, but also can be stressful just because sometimes like you're dealing with, oh, like a kid pushed another kid, and like it's just a lot of messaging the parents and making sure that you're keeping them up to date with a lot of things, which I feel like I didn't do as much at the school that I was working at in the US. I didn't have, unfortunately, like, I don't know, parents weren't like as involved in like needing to see everything or wanting to see everything that the kids are doing day to day as they are here. So those are the differences I noticed so far. But yeah, we're working on this little project today. We just did some handwriting, and I was using this BenQ idea cam. I actually have a video where I like talked about it all, but I'll show it to you guys again. They kindly sent this to me and I love it so much. I use it to, you know, display my handwriting and to do it with them, and it goes on the board. It's wonderful. And I actually also used it recently for a parent-teacher conference, and that's what I've been telling you guys about, how I have so many parent-teacher conferences. I have another one today, but it like improved the video quality of my online meeting like a million times, which was wonderful. What I'm working on now, so this is another like 40-minute time period I have to be doing work. I mean, I've been talking for a little bit, so I have like 30 minutes left, but I've been working on my progress report notes. And so we have a general like long paragraph that just explains like what we've been doing that we'll send to like every single parent. So like things like, oh, we've been like handwriting, alphabet, shapes, whatnot. And then I have notes specific for every single student. So for example, I'm not gonna like say a student name or anything like that, but like a note could be, blah, blah, blah is a very hardworking student. They've made so much progress in class since the beginning of the year. They know 20 letter sounds, and we're continuing to work towards mastering all 26 letter names and sounds. This student is very excited to learn how to read and has demonstrated the ability to sound out many CBC words, things that they would benefit from, like practicing their high frequency words, and if they're meeting grade level expectations in mathematics, and then just like a little note like I'm so proud of this student and things like that. I've done 6 and I have 16 students, so I'll definitely get it done today because as you're gonna see, I have so much planning time, which is wonderful. And that's also how I'm able to like find all these cute crafts and be able to prep these cute crafts, is because I am actually given the adequate amount of time that I need. So right now it's 11:06 and I'm gonna work on my notes for a little while, and then after this my kids will come back. We do a little like go noodle cool down as some of them wash their hands and go to the bathroom, and then we go to lunch. I every single day am with the kids for their lunch. It's like a 20-minute lunch, basic 20-30 minutes, and they eat in the cafeteria. Also, the food that they have here, it's like, I'm gonna insert a picture because honestly, like it's so funny, like they eat so healthy here, which is like great, but like when I think about school lunch in the US, it's like hamburger, like chicken nuggets, pizza, and then they all end up feeling sick. And I was like thinking about the amount of times that kids threw up in my classroom last year, and I'm like, none of my kids have thrown up here, and I really feel like it has to do with the food that they're eating. This is like homemade food. Like they have like lentils and like beans and fish and chicken and like good food. All right, I am getting ready for another parent-teacher meeting. This one is happening online, and I'm using that camera that I told you guys about, and I don't know if you can tell like how good the quality is. I don't really know if you can see, but the quality is so much better than the camera quality on like my computer. Also, this meeting is in Spanish because I speak Spanish and a lot of the parents are Spanish, and so it's more comfortable for them, and it also helps me practice my Spanish. So we're gonna do this whole entire meeting in Spanish. Let's see how it goes. All right, the meeting went very well. It is time to prep a craft. We have, I feel like I do this like every year I teach, the I am thankful for, and then they have little feathers to draw, to write what they're thankful for, and then they can cut it out and glue it to their little turkey. So we're gonna do that this afternoon. This is what I mean by like, I have so much time to do crafts. Like this is what I have planned. I feel like last year I would have crafts to do and then never get to them because there was never any time. And so I love that this year, like I feel like I have so much more time to do the crafts, but also I do feel like my days are longer because they are. I think I have like less behavior problems this year. If you guys haven't seen my video, I feel like honestly it's like one of my most popular videos. It was just like a day in the life teaching, and I talked about different strategies for like de-escalation and what to do basically when kids have meltdowns and stuff like that, which I still do deal with this year, but it's far less frequent than before, and I feel like I have lots of great parent support, which is really nice, and that's always like super helpful when the parents are like backing you up and also talking with their kids at home. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it up here. So it's currently 2 p.m. I have my kids from 2:10 until 3:10. Then at 3 o'clock, they go outside from 3 to 4. Again, they have a lot of recess periods, which is good because that's another like planning period for me. And I'm gonna finish up my report card comments and get those sent to my principal.